So finally, it's a week before SimVenture. This video previews the scenery that PilotEdge have issued for Explain 12 for the event. We'll try the Fisk arrival, we'll try the ultralight arrival, which actually isn't in their notice, but which you're still allowed to fly if you wish. We'll take a look at the seaplane and also Fond du Lac. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Why not drop a comment in the chat if you're going to fly the event and let us know when. And if you enjoy the content that I produce, why not consider supporting the channel by buying me a coffee on the coffee link in the chat. Okay, so we are in the DA20. We're going to test out this year's scenery for SimVenture. So we're going to follow the entire Fisk arrival. We probably won't need to do the entire Fisk arrival, but we'll follow it anyway. So we're just heading for Endeavour Bridge. That's the river over there, which is the start of the hill. Okay, so looking for that bend in the river there. I'll just show you on the map where we are. So that's the Endeavour Bridge there. Okay, the railway bridge just on the corner. So we need to be 1800 feet and 90 knots as we join there. And then we're looking at 95 degrees to Puckaway Lake. Let's get the map out of the way. You have to be really careful because there are some straight lines that you can follow, but they're not the right straight lines. Somewhere between the railway line, which is there, and that road is what we're aiming at. The other thing you have to watch is there's lots of lakes, so you've got to watch that you don't get suckered into following the wrong lake. So it's that one there, look, the little one in front of it that we're looking at. That's Puckaway there. So how this works is depending upon how busy they are, they'll give you one of the 3 transitions. So there's Endeavour Bridge, which is that one, there's Puckaway Lake, and then there is Green Lake, and then you're into Ripon and you're off. Most likely transition point is most likely transition points are either Green Lake or Puckaway, I think. But I think last year when we did it, it was all Green Lake. We're going to keeping to the southern end of these lakes. Now, what I discovered last year was that whichever transition it is, it's a little bit like bees around a honeypot. So, best thing to do, actually, if they say transition is Green Lake, is to go for Puckaway, and if it's Puckaway, is to go for Endeavour, because that's got you on a nice straight line by the time you hit the transition point. You can do pulse as well. Which is quite handy. Okay, now we're going to Green Lake. Now you could be asked to orbit any of these lakes. And there is another lake which is near Fisk. Which you could also be asked, is it called Rush Lake? Yeah, Rush Lake. But you could also be asked to orbit. This is now Green Lake, which is the last of the transition points. Now you're heading for Ripon and then to Fisk. That's when the adrenaline starts to pump. Because by this point you're either in line or you're joining the line. Got 10 knots from the south, which is causing the wing to dip a bit. This is actually the perfect plane for this exercise. It's very easy to fly, and it's very comfortable at kind of 90 knots. Ripon's just east of the easterly end of Green Lake. none of this is complicated, but it does all have a tendency to happen at the same time. It happens very quickly once you're in. Once you're locked in, it does happen very quickly, and you have to pay attention. And if you're going to fly either VATSim or SimVenture, I thoroughly recommend doing this exercise before. There are also lots of videos of people flying the Fisk rifle. So if you're going to do it for the first time, I suggest flying along to a YouTube video. Which I know sounds a bit strange, but actually it's quite immersive. Doesn't matter what aeroplane it is. You just need a video that's got the whole flight and not edited highlights. Practice, practice, practice. Make sure you know the route before you fly it. And I suppose that's the benefit of SimVenture to pilots who fly this for real. This practice. Wind's blowing me quite considerably across. Now you have to be careful here because you're following the railway line, you're not following the road. The railway line is there, look, not there, there, coming out of the back of these industrial units. That's it, isn't it? Everything goes quiet as people concentrate on getting this bit right. Farm on the left there, look. This is where there's like sort of industrial units, and the road goes right, the railway goes straight across. Follow the road, not the railway. No, sorry, follow the railway, not the road. What did I say? Past this ranch. It said airfield on it. And if you want to make sure everything's working, you could spawn upon there and just listen for a bit. Don't try and take off from there. That would make you very unpopular. So, Fisk is just in the distance now. I think we will go for 1.8. Right, I think we'll just pause here and see if we can find the Fisk air traffic controllers. Oh yeah. So they're just to the left of that red building there is where they are. Okay, so now that. We're going to rock our wings. And then we're going to be following that road there. By now you're listening to the tower controller, this frequency you've been given. A bit low, a bit high and a bit fast, to be honest. this road here is the approach and departure for the micro lights, like the light sports aircraft. They come along here and then they follow this road as well for a bit, so they're 500 feet below you. And they're landing just over there somewhere. Cover that separately. But it's all joined together. That's the Seaplane Base just over there. You've got the Warbird arrival coming in from over there. And 500 feet below us, we've got the light sports aircraft which are landing there. And that's where we're going there. Also not forgetting that departures are taking off underneath this track as well, so it really is very important that you keep your height spot on. Then you'll be told to aim at a dot and land on a dot. Blue dot, and then what the next one is pink dot. I think we'll go for. No, we're aiming at the pink dot, aren't we? Let's see. Yeah. Aim at the pink dot, landing on the other dot. Other people will be aiming at the blue dot and landing on the pink dot, and they keep it going. So there's two aircraft landed at all times, which is quite a thing, really. There you have it. Onto the grass and follow the marshallers. Avoid chopping up anybody. There you have it. Well, they do a fabulous job with the scenery. I mean, it's just glorious, isn't it? There you go, Fisk arrival. So we're at a little incomprehensibly named strip. Fafon Roth, I don't know, WI-74 anyway, which is useful in that it is close to the start of the ultralight approach. So let's just talk about the ultralight approach. Page 21 of the notice. 1100 feet above sea level is the height, which is 300 feet above the ground. It's really important that if you're going to fly this amongst other aircraft that you do fly it at 1100, because this here, this line here, is Fisk Avenue, right? So that is the um, 1836 approach on the Fisk arrival, right? And they're coming in at 1800 feet, which is 700 feet above you is all. So it's very important. Precise flying is critically important. Now, if we take a quick look at the notice, you join the approach on this highway 26, alright, at highway Z. So if we just have a quick look at LittleNavMap for a sec. This is main US 41, alright, and this is the junction that we're aiming for. Highway Z is the next highway connection down south. It's just after this S-bend in the road. Okay, so we're over here, so we're going to pot around like this and join Highway 26, and then we will have a crack at the approach, which has to be said is a little bit tricky. Right, check that we've got the pressure setting right. 10-15. There we go. Okay. Okay. Let's find Highway 26 then, shall we? It's this road here, look. I think. Yeah, this is Highway 26. So let's. There's the S-bend, look. And we're looking to be on the right hand side of the road. Approach to land is on this side of the road, obviously. And departure is on the other side of the road. There's the highway, look, and the junction to the highway. And this is Highway Z. Coming up. The runways are 33 and 15, so that is there. That is Highway Z. Okay. There's just there. Okay. Dip down to 1100 feet there. Go on 33, I think. wind is favouring 3-3. This is where the precision is needed. Got it to US 41, the big junction, and this is the bit that's underneath the Fisk Avenue arrival. And we are, see the airfield there, we're aiming for this house here. I've never entirely satisfactorily done this, has to be said. You know what, that wasn't entirely terrible. Here we are. Oops. Here we are. You're a fox. Into Oshkosh. If I just take a look. So if we place that in the context of everything else. So that's 1836 and a bit higher up. That's 0927. Okay, and that's the gravel pit. And if we just follow the path that we've just followed, that's Fisk Avenue. There somewhere is Fisk. Okay. Next stop is the Seaplane Base, which is here, and it's called VetBlust. If you want to spawn from it. And yeah, as with a lot of sea lanes, it seems these days there's a slightly uncomfortable relationship with the land. So if you want to spawn here, you need to spawn on the 1/8 end of the runway. I mean, it does the job. It's not amazing, but it does the job. So, what would you do if you flew from here? Well, you could just fly here, go to Fond du Lac and fly here, or alternatively you could fly around the south here and join at Green Lake and do the Fisk arrival, assuming you've got a seaplane with wheels. And if you haven't, you could do worse than try this Republic CB. It's freely available on explain.org. I will include a link to it in the description of the video for you. Yeah, that's all working. Let's just get out into the lake, into Lake Winnebago. Get faced into wind. Clear the headland there first. Give ourselves a bit of flap. There we go. Now, flying around here, let's have a quick look at the notice. Seaplane, there is stuff. Pages to Seaplane. Seaplane Base is page 19 of the notice. Let's just get 19 up. Here we are. Okay, so this is Seaplane Base. 1,350 feet, no higher. You have to remember that over the top of you is the warplane arrival, the warplane island arrival. And a bit high, to be fair. And then you would swing inland, outside the delta. You stay clear of the delta, get yourself up to 3,500 feet, so you're out of the way. And then join the Fisk arrival. Finally, we find ourselves at Fond du Lac. Here, Fond du Lac County, which is in the real world one of the main staging posts for Oshkosh. And you can see here that the only runway in use during the Oshkosh period is the 3618 runway. Now, ordinarily this is uncontrolled, but for the purposes of Oshkosh and also for the purposes of the SimVenture event, this has got air traffic control. So you have a tower, you have a ground control, and you have an ATIS. And so you do need to make contact with air traffic control before you land. And as with everything else that the PilotEdge team produces, is perfectly constructed. So those are the main sort of key points, I suppose, of the PilotEdge scenery. All the key sort of visual reporting points and landing places are all represented. There's Oshkosh, you can see in the distance there. Okay. Fisk over there. We've just seen the Seaplane Base as well. Okay, so I do hope you'll give SimVenture a go. It is free for the first go. You think you get 5 hours free or something. I recommend following the practice instructions to make sure everything works before you fly the event. It's entirely possible to do that within the 5 hours. Yeah, and hope to fly alongside you on Sunday night when I do the event. There you go, the SimVenture scenery for 2025. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.